If we're gonna get rejected, I believe it would be somewhere like here. If we're gonna turn down something like a triple top here, usually it would go slightly above, make everyone celebrate, right? Go to something like 110, 111, 112, and then make everyone think new all-time high coming and turn down. I've been calling for a blow-off top and even altcoin season for all this time. This was due to Trump gonna cave on his tariffs. I've been saying this over and over again. Bitcoin basically follow the stock market, and if you're going to get triggered by that, April 7th, check Bitcoin chart. Where did Bitcoin bottom at? 74K. My call is 73K, April 7th, right? And then where's the bounce up to now? Bitcoin almost new all-time high, 103K, right? Where's the SP 500 and NASDAQ now? Almost new all-time high, about 8%, 9% off. The stock markets are now at big resistance levels. First of all, this has been on my chart for a long time, 585 on the Spider ETF. And also, look at this. If we look at this entire drop and we were to put a Fibonacci levels on it, this 585 area is also this 0.786 retrace on the SP 500. So it gapped up because of the China negotiation, and then it surprised everyone. I think it is quite likely and possible we get this pullback, right? We get this pullback in the markets, because it's not just the SP 500, but also if we were to look at the QQQ, the NASDAQ, this is also happening. One, we have this resistance level because this is the 0.786 once again, right? Resistance level on the Fibonacci retrace of the entire drop. But also look at this level. This is the bottom of the channel. For the last 2 years, I've basically bounced off in this bull run. Then we left that channel, boom. So once again, both the bottom of the channel and this 786 retrace level on the Fibonacci. So basically, if the stock market is gonna do a fake out and then pull back, it would be at this level. It will be at this level because you drop, you bounce, fake out when everyone thinks a new all-time high is coming, and then we go down and the bear market starts. My base scenario, which I believe is going to happen, is we pull back a little, freak everyone out, make everyone think that's what's going to happen, and then we go for a new all-time high. I don't think it's going to be like a 3-5 year bull run. I call it a blow-off top. So it's going to be very sharp, right? You're going to see lots of good news, such as Trump walking back more on his tariffs, cuts in interest rates, news that's not even been discounted yet. And everyone think the markets will just go up forever. But I believe it tops sometime near the end of this year. September, October, November is where I would watch for a top. Until then, I think it's going to be a big blow-off top run. So let's now have a look at Bitcoin and Ethereum, see where we are. Its own resistance is this double top here. When Bitcoin closed at 104.7K, the fourth highest close of all time. In terms of closes, and even this close here is already quite high. So the Bitcoin resistance is around here, something like 109K, 108K. Basically, what we're seeing the last 2 days with Bitcoin is that there were some worries for people like myself because you had very good news. People were expecting a deal coming, but not that it would roll back and walk back that much, right? They're now on a rate that is almost lower than April the 2nd, Liberation Day, lower than before all of this began. On such good news, Bitcoin didn't bounce. And yesterday we had the CPI session, the CPI come out, low CPI again. Markets bounced. That's why we're seeing the NASDAQ up, SP 500 up, Bitcoin still not reacting. So chance for a pullback is there. But I'm not expecting a major pullback. What I told my Discord is I think we get a crab walk, a sideways shuffle that could take us to the high 90s. The reason why is this. In a bull market, at the start of a new leg up, usually there's no significant pullbacks. Like, see, it just basically consolidates upwards. The reason why is because most people got sidelined and most people didn't buy. So they're expecting, oh, Bitcoin's going up now. I'll buy the pullback. No pullback. Bitcoin's going up. I'll buy the pullback. No pullback. Oh, Bitcoin's definitely going for a new all-time high now. I'll wait for a pullback in the mid-90s. No pullback. Or 92K. No pullback. When does crypto pull back? Right? It will pull back basically when everyone can't wait anymore. What the market makers are essentially waiting for is this. Everyone to basically FOMO in. They've waited for a pullback, it doesn't pull back, then Bitcoin hits a new all-time high at 110, 111K, 112K. They're like, oh, surely now it's gonna run to 120 minimum, 130, 150K, then I better just jump in now. It's never going to come back to 92K. That's when people buy. And that's when you get one of those, when everyone has piled in, that's when you get one of those big flashes where Bitcoin goes down for like 8 to 12% in one day, and altcoins go down like 20, 25% in one day. That's usually when it happens. So the reason why it's difficult to make money in the markets in the short term by trading in and out is because it's a huge psychological test. The time to buy, obviously, was around here when it was at around 74K. Whether it's on Twitter or in these videos, I kept on saying bottom at 73K. That was my call. That was my target, right? Okay, missed it by 1K, but that's still pretty close. I doubt many people were waiting for an exact 73K to get in. The way to do it would have been to dollar cost average here, 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 and here. Then you would at least have half a position in. Okay, let's have a look at Ethereum. The two reasons why Ethereum's running up right now. One is because both probably to do with BlackRock. One is they're asking for the SEC for clarification and approval on yields, staking yields on Ethereum. I've explained this before, spoken about this before, so that's very positive for Ethereum. Another thing the BlackRock is doing with the SEC, they've already gotten the approval, is that going to do in-kind redemption. So if you hold the Ethereum ETF, you now don't have to sell it and then going to buy your Ethereum. In-kind redemption is when you want to leave the Ethereum ETF of BlackRock, you could just say, well, now, rather than me selling it and force prices down in the market, can you just give me my Ethereum? They'll say, well, how many units you hold? You hold, say, 3 units in the Ethereum ETF. That converts to 1 Ethereum. You know, I'm just making up these numbers, but it'll be a conversion ratio. Okay, that means you get 1 Ethereum. What is your wallet address? You show them your wallet address, and they send that. So basically, both things are very supportive of Ethereum price. So far, Ethereum has made a 2x bounce down. 2x bounce now. And that's where Solana is as well. Solana's made almost a 2x bounce as well. This Ethereum bounce, I mean, I've been dollar cost averaging down. I told folks I was buying it on the way down. I didn't get the bottom, but it's still very good for holders like me to see this. And a 2x bounce is always very, very welcome. I can potentially see now we actually do go to 4,100 and even a solid chance of breaking up for a new all-time high. Sounds crazy on ETH, but that's looking possible now. Chainlink has been doing a shoulder, head, shoulder, right? And it broke that neckline, and that would give us a measured target of 20.5. That would also make sense as well, because 20.5 gets us into this zone where we have lots of bottom, pivot bottom, a few bottoms here. So basically 20.5 next target for Chainlink as well. Okay, hopefully you guys enjoying the market. It's been pretty good since Pablo called for bottom at 73K and saying we're gonna have a blow off top, and altcoin season's already started. Thank you for following me.